Welcome to Rediscover the Verde Valley. I'm Christian Oliva Del Rio. I'm the president and CEO for the Cottonwood Chamber of Commerce. And with me again today, it's actually been just about a year since I've interviewed you last, is Damien Browning with the Steps to Recovery Homes, is the CEO and director. And welcome.
Hey, welcome too. I hear that in nonprofits there's not a CEO; it's just an executive director.
It's
but
just
I don't know.
I know.
I have no idea.
Well, you're a man of many hats, so you do it all, right?
Well, not all. Actually, I get a lot of help.
Yeah.
And it's getting more and more help.
Right.
You know, my mind tells me I do it all, but it's not true.
Well,
I do a lot.
Yeah. There's no question. You couldn't do it without the help and the volunteers and everybody that's engaged in it. But I'm here to tell you, accept this, that you do a lot of great things, and I sure do appreciate you for the work that you're doing in our community.
Thank you, and I appreciate you too, Christian. You do a lot with the businesses, trying to get them together, and that's, I'm a collaborator, so that's good stuff.
Right.
None of us are perfect, man, but we got to work it.
And we keep trying, right?
Well, we got to work at making a solution in our communities. That's all. I'm thinking about we all. The one thing is none of us get out here alive.
Yeah.
So what do I want to do while I'm here?
Yeah. Well, I heard somebody say that. You usually see your birth date and your death date. It's the dash that counts in the middle.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, what are we doing with the dash?
What are you doing with the dash? So,
and our society's kind of turned it into where it's, all about money or what you own or who you know. And I'm just tired. I want to get connected to what's real.
Right.
Families and, working together and trying to, be better for our planet. And
right. Well, you're making your mark, my friend. And I appreciate it.
It's hard.
It is.
It's hard because I'm not perfect.
It's a constant battle. There's no question,
Especially with what I deal with,
Yeah, right. So tell us, you brought it up, so for those that out there watching that don't know what you do, Steps to Recovery Home, tell us about that.
Well, again, it's almost 6 years now. My wife and I started Steps to Recovery Homes with 3 credit cards. That's my story to help people with addiction issues. And when you're dealing with addiction issues, her and I have addiction issues. We're recovering from it.
Right.
The thing about addiction issues is, it comes in a lot of facets in your life. So, you quit using the substances like drugs or alcohol, but then you overwork,
right?
Or you overeat, or
something kind of fills that void.
Yeah, so it's like a constant thing.
You hope it's a good thing that fills the void.
Well, and if you have an addictive personality, man, you got to be careful. So it's a lot of work. There's a lot of variables. So we help people with that and try to teach them, transform them. Into, and that's funny, now we're in some strategic plan. We came up with a new vision, and our new vision statement is turning despair into hope, transforming lives.
Right.
That's what we do. We're trying to get people on board with that,
right?
Because we turn despair into hope, and we transform people's lives and our own, and it's like, so that's what we do. We help people with addiction issues, and that's the basis of it. There's a lot that goes into that, a lot we do to do that.
Sure. And we're going to talk about all that stuff. So, you've been in the Verde Valley for a number of years, right? And you've been clean and sober since 2006. That's a huge accomplishment. Yeah. How'd you do it? What did you do to get yourself?
I went.
I know.
I was sick and tired of being sick and tired.
I
was in heavy addiction for 19 years, and I ended up going to prison, and I ended up, I did some things I'm not very proud of, and and that's one of the reasons I try to give back so much. I got to give up all hope for a better past.
Right.
But I can do something. I can learn from it. I can do something. And I still make mistakes, and it's like, I try to beat myself up. I still got this thing where I don't feel good enough a lot of times. So I'm trying to, work on that and forgiving myself and loving who I am.
Right.
But I think, how did I do it is I just took direction other than my own. That was as simple as it was, because I always had these grand illusions of how I was going to figure it out. My whole life was based around misinformation. People telling me if I put my mind to it, I could do it. And a lot of people can, but some people with addiction issues, there's a mental illness that kind of goes with it.
Right.
And my decision-making processes aren't that great. So I need help. I need to talk to other people. I need to do a pros and cons list. I need to slow down. I can't react to a situation. It's always bad. My first thought isn't always the best for me.
Right. I'm notorious for doing that myself.
And my whole thing, because I'm a go guy, I'm working on slowing down. It's hard.
Right.
Because if I slow down, then I could go, is this a good decision? Is it not?
Evaluate. And then,
is it helping other people?
Yeah.
I just joined the Rotary. They have some slogans that are pretty cool, man. I really,
They do, yeah.
And I think, really just taking another direction, and I started going to some support groups when I got out of prison, and it's changed my life. I mean, I can't say enough about, I don't want to affiliate anything, because there's traditions in 12-step fellowships.
Sure.
But, that's just saved my life. It really has.
Right. There's people in our lives that, kind of help us see that light, and I've got a couple pretty special people in my life that help me too, because I've been through addiction myself, been clean and sober since '94, and I feel you. There's many times where I have to stop myself from thinking the way I used to think, and reevaluate that. So you guys offer and have mentors and coaches and stuff. I mean, that's kind of the difference of in your program too. I mean,
there's a lot of difference. I mean, and sometimes the differences aren't too good. I don't think that our way is the only way.
No.
I think everybody, the other places around here are here for a reason. I think, some people, because we ask a lot, but we're really about changing a lot of stuff,
Right.
So the difference is we really focus on behaviors, attitudes, and perceptions.
Okay.
We do life coaching
Right.
every day, which is, there's a bunch of people, and we're looking for life coaches. That's a plug.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people in the community that come in and do that. We
Right.
do have a job development program where we start helping them really, look at what they really want to do in life. Because when you're in addicts, like, well, I can't do anything different. This is all I know how to do. And that's not
Right.
true. We're very
No, it's
creative
not
people.
true. Right. Exactly.
So we're trying to get them to slow down. We got some grant money for the first 2 to 8 weeks. They can come in and they can work, and we help them build resumes. We're working with the Job Connection, ACOG. We're starting to
Right.
get partners with other businesses to where we can actually get them on a track to where they can, find long-term recovery. Now, when you talk about long-term recovery, when you talk about recovery, it's like that's a vague word.
Yeah.
People recover from a lot of things. Well, recovery for me is about making healthier decisions.
Right.
And in order to do that,
and it's ongoing.
yeah, well, they got to look
Yeah.
at the core issues. Why do I
Yes.
make a decision? Most of it's fear.
Right.
Most people are really good people, but they get afraid of losing something that they have, or not getting something they want, or not being good enough, or
Right.
and all of that's from trauma. A lot of it comes from
Trying to bury something that may have happened.
yeah.
in
And
the
there's
past
this
or
thing
whatever,
called
but-
ACEs, and it's about childhood experiences. And there's a lot of information that's out there that's really trying to help people with these issues. And it's about looking at that stuff.
Yeah.
It's about
Yeah.
looking where you got your information from and really seeing, is it productive in my life?
Right.
You know?
Right.
A lot of these people, when I talk to them, they never ask themselves, what do I really want to do in life?
Yeah.
So that's a question I always ask them, is like, what do you really want to do?
Right.
And once you write that down, then how do you get there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk a lot more about this, because this is something I feel deeply about too. So I appreciate it. We'll be right back with you.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.com.
Welcome back to Rediscover the Verde Valley. I'm Christian Oliva Del Rio, President and CEO for the Cottonwood Chamber, and again with me is Damien Browning. He's with Steps to Recovery Home. I'm not going to call you the CEO or the director. What are you? The director?
That's the executive director.
Janitor, everything, right?
I want to just be the public relations guy and the fundraiser. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Well, you get there, all this hard work that you're doing eventually will pay off, I mean,
Moving
if you think
furniture,
about-
I'm good at moving. I'm good at a lot of things, but man, I am tired.
I know.
I've had 5 knee surgeries. I'm out moving furniture all the time.
I know, right? And we were just kind of talking about this at the break. Is that it's a constant struggle. It's a constant battle to keep these things going, keep the funding going, keep everything going. How did you juggle it all?
I don't know.
Yeah,
God does it for me. I don't do it, man. I just know that I feel like I'm a soldier. I feel like I have a mission. I feel like I have a purpose, you know, and it's
that
like,
drive and that passion.
Sometimes I argue with my higher power, like, I'm not the guy, because I'm just tired. It's like, what? Why? But I know, it's like, okay, I always wanted a purpose in my life, and now I have it. It's a big one.
Right.
It's a big one.
But
I'm not alone.
Right.
That's what we were talking about. It's like, there's a lot of variables that go into this, and it's like, I think that's why, people, everybody starts these things with good intentions, and we wanted to really, really focus on maximize the success rate for individuals, because they're like us. We believe in it because we are them, and finding long-term recovery, and that's been a lot of work. Right. A lot of work. There's so many variables and so many things that go into really rebuilding an individual.
Yeah. Something that you said kind of sparked something in me, and it was, when I think back to those days, that stress and the pressure of life in general is what made me want to use. When you're talking about lifelong recovery, you just said it yourself, I'm looking at talking to my higher power and going, how am I going to get through this one, and how am I going to, what makes you not go back? It's that drive and that passion and that purpose that you're having.
Well, and it's also,
and that's what you're trying to change, is those thoughts that go, I can't do this.
It's the rewards too. I look at my life today and it's so much better than ever was.
Right. And I don't want to go back
my
there.
head tells me it's a lot of work, but it's really not. It was a lot of work self-medicating. It was a lot of work hiding from life.
Yes.
That was a lot of work.
Right.
My head tells me that's easier, but it's not.
It's not. Yeah.
Making
that connection, rewiring up there.
And then you got to, now I got to preach. And not only do I got to, preach, I don't know about preach, but I got to teach the people that I try to mentor. And not only that, I got to be a good example.
Yes.
And that's hard when I got everything coming at me. It's like, and I'm, it's like, man, I'm human, leave me alone.
That's right. All right, so we talked, your original approach when you went back to school too, you didn't actually plan on doing this. You were going to school, you went back to college and got your degrees, and you were going back for IT. And
well, I was a mason forever, and I got 5 knee surgeries. I hurt myself on the job.
Right.
They told me I couldn't do it no more.
So you wanted to do something easier.
Yeah, well, something for money. It was all about money. I was like, well, technology. So I got this degree in computers, and I never use it now.
Right. So what other are there obviously there must be other programs out there, right? That people can go to. Can you name some of those different?
Yeah, there's Triple Point. They got a really good program. We're working on, the sober living bill is being passed in the state of Arizona, so everybody's going to have to either get a sober living bill licensure from the Department of Health, or be a member of ASRA. So we're going to be starting ASRA back up, which is Arizona Recovery Home Association, and Bill's been a part of that with Triple Point. There's Angie's House. I'm hoping to get her on board, to be a part of that. There's Freedom House, and there's a place in Camp Verde called Lighthouse. Those are the sober living or halfway houses.
Sure.
I think ours is a little more structured. We want more from our people, and that's why a lot of times people don't want to come and do the things they do, so we send them to these other places. And we're all trying to work together. I feel we're all trying to work together.
Yeah.
I'm a collaborator.
It's important.
And then there's Red Mountain Recovery, which is in Sedona, Alternative for Meds. They're higher priced rehabs. And then I think there's one called Sedona Sanctuary. So that's what's in the Verde Valley.
Yeah.
We're about ready to we're thinking about starting our own IOP and we're about ready to get telehealth.
What's an IOP?
It's intensive outpatient. Okay, So what they do is they go to group therapy once, 2-3 times a week.
Yeah.
Besides all the other things we're having them do, which is a lot. The complaint I get from all my people is I'm busy, and then because I give them every Monday, I have a house meeting, I give them a like and a dislike.
Yeah.
A lot of their dislikes are we're way too busy, and their like is we're way too busy.
Right.
So
but being way too busy actually doesn't give you time to do anything that you should be doing.
Yeah, it's all about, because if they're in their head, they're going to do the things their way. It's all about doing something different.
Right. But you know what? I think regardless of recovery or not, I think we're all too busy. That's part of business. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
How many times you tried calling me to do this show?
It's crazy,
right?
man.
You know, we're constantly going, and
we all need to slow down a little.
We do. It would be great if we could.
I'm reading this book. Have you ever read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People?
I actually have.
Okay,
and I actually have a copy.
And it talks about, anyways, I don't want to get on the tangent. I can go for hours on that, but it talks about everything being urgency. It talks about principled behavior. I mean, it's just, it's such a good book.
But it does tie into, recovery, doesn't it? I mean, it makes you...
Everything ties into my recovery.
It does, right. Yeah. Right. So, tell us a little bit more, because you guys, like you said, it's not just, you do a lot. You have the Miracles Happen Restore, right? Yeah. How does the program work? So you have houses... tell us a little bit more.
We have we have a men's house and a women's house. We just moved our women's house to a bigger, we can hold up to 8 or 9 women now, and we're going to be buying it. We are just closing on a place, on men's house. We hold 9 men right now, but we're going to be able to hold 14. We're buying a 4-plex. The USDA is loaning us money.
Right.
Really excited about that.
Yeah, that's great.
So we have the 2 homes. So, they stay in the homes. We keep them really nice. They have to do chores. They have to do a breathalyzer every night, every morning. They have to do UAs. They have to call me before they go anywhere, sign in and sign out. They got to go to daily life coaching.
Sure.
They come in and 98% come with no money.
Right.
So they have to come into our job development program. So they're working 4 hours a day, and when they're not working, they're building resumes. They're and then they're going to a meeting every night. 12-step fellowship support group meeting.
Sure. So tell us a little bit more about the work program you got going on.
The job development program.
Job development. Yeah.
Well, we started it last February on our own because we were, we were just losing too many people because of money. Money and relationships are huge.
Yeah.
Building blocks for these people. So they're barriers to success, really.
Yeah.
Because they don't know how to deal with them. So we started it, and we started letting people work 15 hours, and we were taking the hit, 15 hours a week for a resale store, stuff like that.
Right.
And then United Way had something. I went for a social enterprise.
Yeah.
And they gave us a little bit of money where all it did really was help us secure a warehouse.
Yeah.
So my idea with the warehouse was that I would put people to work in there, and we'd get more stuff because I had more space, and I'd build relationships.
Sure.
And I'd start doing job skills.
Right.
And start doing online sales. So now we're doing online sales on a bunch of different interfaces. We get more stuff. We're building relationships.
Yeah.
We're building job skills, building workers, building clean and sober workers for the workforce in the Verde Valley, which is very limited.
Yes.
Our job pool is really it's non-existent.
You actually attended our job fair.
I did. I didn't get one application.
No.
But I was on the wrong side.
I'm glad you weren't looking for a job.
Well, I think I was on the wrong side. I was on the volunteer side, and because we only have 2 positions. We have 2 positions. We have a part-time warehouse and a part-time resale store position open right now.
Yeah. But tell me a little bit. You said you were networking with a lot of the other businesses, because this is actually, to me, it's key for businesses to know that you're training people, you're training workforce, and they're clean and sober, which is huge.
Not only are they clean and sober, Christian, this is what the difference, because a lot of them say, well, we've gotten people from other places and this and that. Not only are they clean and sober, but we're working with them, with us. They're working with us.
Right.
So we're talking about their anxiety. We're talking about their language.
Yes.
We're talking about their attitude, their perception. We're on them.
So,
and they're going to daily life coaching, and we give them a breathalyzer every night, every morning.
Right.
So we're making sure,
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They're being accountable. They're taking responsibility. We're changing their behavior. We're building reliable workers.
Right.
We're transforming lives.
Right.
That's what we're doing. So
it's huge.
Once they hear that, that's why I'm trying to get a presentation with every business. And I think I built 3 or 4, they were really excited.
Yeah.
Once they hear what we're doing.
Right. Yeah, we need to figure out a way to have that presentation and some other kind of event that we could do to stir that up and see. Workforce is definitely an issue in the area. And,
well, it is, and we went in our grant. Northern Arizona Healthcare Foundation gave us. Well, not only them, Northern Arizona Healthcare Foundation gave us a grant for our job development. So we started on our own, but then United Way got involved. Then Northern Arizona Healthcare Foundation, Wells Fargo gave us a little bit of money. Arizona Community Foundation of Yavapai gave us a little bit of money. Arizona Community Foundation of Sedona gave us a little bit of money, and gave us Nonprofit of the Year last year.
Right.
And then 1AZ gave us some money.
Yeah.
And we just got a grant in from the Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
for women, so they could scholarship women. So we've had this money. It's going to last till about August. So we got about 10, 11 more grants written.
Right.
Hopefully, we got a state workforce grant written.
Right.
So if we get that, that's a big one. Then we'll be able to hire some of the people.
Sure.
Plus, if we have extra money, we're thinking about kind of doing what NACOG does and go to businesses and say, hey, you place my person, we'll pay for the first 2 to 8 weeks or whatever.
That's excellent. Hey, we're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we still got a ton of stuff to talk about, Damien.
Got another hour?
I know, right? I think a whole day.
Right.
Anyways, we'll come right back. We'll see you in just a minute.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.com.
Welcome back to Rediscover the Verde Valley. I'm Christian Oliva Del Rio with the Cottonwood Chamber, and again with me is Damien Browning with Steps to Recovery Homes. And Damien, I wish we had more time to discuss all
really
of
love
this
talking
stuff.
to
I know,
you.
it's just great. It just flows, right? So, just before the last break, we were talking about some of the things that you're doing with Northern Arizona Healthcare. Tell us a little bit more about that, how that works, and then...
Well, and you can go on to Northern Arizona Healthcare Foundation. They just did a news article. We're on the front page of it. And, they've been supporting us. They actually, they've gotten us in touch with some other pilot programs they have. So they're going to start doing telehealth for us for free for a year.
Wow, that's awesome.
So our people are going to get free psychotherapy and therapy.
Right.
So, and then hopefully that'll go into getting our own IOP. We're actually looking for maybe getting funding to start a women's house for women and children.
Right.
For recovery, because there's nothing for that.
Right.
So yeah, there's some big things going on, and they really like what we're doing.
It's been a long process, but it's a constant process as well, because in order to do all these things, you need money. And really, that's the bottom line, right? And
that's our biggest thing, man.
It's difficult, and so some of the other things that you're doing actually to try and raise money, right? You've got your Dinner for Hope is coming up. So this is the 5th annual event that's coming up, and tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, the Dinner for Hope is something we started. It's our 5th annual. We've sold out every year. We still got about 30 to 40 tickets left to sell, and we've actually extended. Today was the last day to buy tickets, but we extended it to April 10th, which is next Wednesday, to try to get rid of those tickets. Man, it's a great event. We got Shonda Jefferson going to be the MC. We got Caddy Wampus, the ukulele band. It's kind of goes with Jerome Ukulele Band, but they're different. They're their own entity, and they're good. They're a lot of fun. They've played for us before. They are fun. We have silent auction items. We have auction items. We have raffle prizes up the yin yang. We have live auction. We have door prizes. We're going to have testimonies. It's a great time.
So this
we have the
up.
balloon guy too.
Oh, you do?
You can't forget the balloon guy.
You can't forget the balloon guy.
You know the balloon guy?
Is he one that does the animals and stuff?
Yeah, like Caldera. He's amazing.
Yeah,
he is amazing. We had him last year. He's a hit, man.
Yeah. I know. People love it, right?
Oh, yeah. So it's really fun.
So April 13th, 5 to 9, right?
5 to 9 at the Hilton. It is
Hilton.
you got to pay in advance for this event. You can't just walk in.
And where can they get tickets? Or
they can get tickets on our website at stepstorecoveryhomes.org, or they can go to Miracles Happen Resale Store, which is at 516 East State Route 89A. Suite 108, and our office is 113, or they can call, 928.
You're down on the far end of the building.
Yeah,
so
928-649-0077. They can call me. They can hit me up on Facebook. I'll get them a ticket if they want a ticket. You know, we're looking for people to go. We're looking to raise funds. It's one of our biggest fundraisers that helps us do that. We have the Arizona tax credit.
Sure.
I mean, the Arizona tax credit is huge.
Right.
There's a lot of money that people don't understand, really, that it's free money they give to the state that they can give to us to help the community. We're rebuilding families. Not only are we rebuilding an individual, but when we do that, when they actually find long-term recovery, they break the cycle of addiction in their family, which makes our community, it's a core issue.
Right.
It makes our community so much, like all three of my kids, I've broken the cycle of addiction. They're great kids. They help out, they do things, they're not
learning.
getting in trouble at school.
Right.
It's amazing.
Right.
I was in trouble every other day at school.
I know, yeah.
You know, so we got that, and then, you know, we have, you can do monthly pledges, you can come volunteer, you can donate, I'll come pick up furniture.
Right.
You know, we're picking up furniture.
That's huge, right? Yeah, when you're thinking if you're,
our volunteer forces, and just to put it out there, we need some volunteers for the store. We need some volunteers, people. You know, we really need some help.
Yeah.
Everybody, all these other resale stores and thrift stores have a lot of volunteers. We don't.
Right.
We have a lot of volunteers doing life coaching, which is great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
The other thing is we have a Race to Stigma coming up.
Yep, that was the other one I was looking at.
I'm hoping to do Race to Stigma in July.
Okay.
July 20th is my date. I got to go take it to the city council. But that's a free educational awareness day we do for the public.
Right. And that's usually at the rec center, right? And
we're going to do the rec center
usually 10
again.
to 3-ish kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it's free, and we give you a rec center pass so you can see the rec center, and we give you food, and there's usually 5 speakers, and there's usually, I'm looking for booths to set up booths for places in the community to help with this kind of issue.
Right.
Mental health, homelessness, anything that can, domestic violence, anything that can relate to dysfunction.
Right, right.
You know, we need to work together to kind of, you know.
We do. It is. And like you said, it is a big issue. Share some of the stats that you were sharing with me earlier about.
Well, I just did my statistics again. The way I do them is I get everybody that's always gone through the program, I look where they're at. So it doesn't mean that they've all stayed clean and sober, but what it means is they're back on track. Even if they've had a slip, they've contacted us. They're back to they've learned something from our program, and they're living a productive life. They're not getting arrested. They're staying clean and sober. They're being, you know, there for their kids. They're holding the job.
Right. And more importantly, reaching out for help. Right?
Yeah. So out of the 260 something people or it might be 280, I don't know. We have a 42% success rate.
Right.
It's dropped a little bit. It'll probably continue to drop a little bit. We have over 130 people in the community that are living a good life, that aren't getting arrested. They're actually being productive. You know, we have, I think our average stay is 82 days or something. Some people stay a year. We upped our program 6 to 18 months.
Right. I was going to ask you that. So I guess it kind of depends on the person.
Well, it does. It depends on, they're all individualized.
Right.
And sometimes it becomes where it's a hindrance.
Yeah.
Or they think they're ready to move on. That's a big thing, you know.
Right.
That's where you know, and they might not be ready. They might be ready. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, my way's not the only way. There's a lot of ways to one end. There's a lot of ways to help, to love.
Yes.
You know, it's all about love, right?
Right.
It's all about positive stuff in here, man. We're all so negative and so worried about everything and urgency, and it promotes fear.
Right.
And there's love and there's fear, right?
Right.
So the other thing is, like, you know, some people stay a day. Some people stay 10 days, and that brings my, you know.
Yeah, that definitely affects that stat, right? But and that's
and then when people graduate, like this guy just graduated, and I just filled up his whole house with over $1,000 worth of furniture. I took it over, we filled his apartment.
So that's another huge thing that you guys do that I don't think a lot of people know, that once they've graduated, if they need help, right, getting into an apartment or the furniture or anything like that, you guys help them out.
He's getting a $2,000 check. We actually half their money. We have a savings plan, the best savings plan on the planet. We half their money so they can get into these. And we give them furniture, we give them clothes, we give them rec center passes, bus passes. You know, we're going kayaking tomorrow morning. We go kayaking out of Africa, segwaying, life coaching. There's so much that we do.
Showing them how to enjoy life without the substance.
A couple months ago, somebody's house burnt down. I gave them 2 trailers full of stuff. Plus, I donate to all the other resale and thrift stores and causes because I want to work together. I want to. All these places and the nonprofits are so instrumental in our community. If we didn't have them, what would we do?
Right. Yeah, I don't know what we would do. And
so I'm always giving stuff away for free. If somebody comes to me and they need help, I'm willing to work with them. I mean, we give out vouchers for people getting out of jail for clothes.
Yeah.
There's a lot we're doing.
There's a lot you're doing.
Yeah.
Damien, we're out of time. I do want to, again, one more time, tell people about the Dinner to Hope. Please, if you need more information, stepstorecoveryhomes.com, right?
.org.
.org, I'm sorry, .org. Stepstorecoveryhome.org. Also on Facebook is Step to Recovery Homes. And
you can look up the Dinner for Hope 5.
And it'll pop up. So thank you very much again for all the work you're doing in our community and changing lives. And I'm proud to call you a friend and appreciate everything you're doing, buddy.
That's the same here.
It's hard work, and I'm glad you're doing it. So, thank you, everyone. Hope to see you next month. Rediscover the Verde Valley. Thank you.